Sunlight filters through a lush orchard, dew sparkling on leaves and fruit. Apples, one of the most beloved fruits in the world, symbolizing health, knowledge, and even temptation. But have you ever wondered how this humble fruit came to grace our tables? The story of the apple is not just a simple tale of cultivation. It's an epic saga spanning millions of years, a journey of evolution, adaptation, and human partnership. From its wild ancestors in the mountains of Central Asia to the thousands of varieties we enjoy all over the world today, this is the incredible evolution of the apple. Our story begins in the majestic mountains of Central Asia, where the wild ancestor of our modern apple, Meles sieversii, first emerged over 4 million years ago. Imagine vast ancient forests where these trees thrived in diverse and challenging climates. From cold, high-altitude peaks to temperate, sheltered valleys, these weren't the sweet, crisp apples we know. They were small, often tart fruits, but they were survivors. These wild apples were incredibly hardy, equipped to withstand harsh frosts, fend off pests, and compete with other plants for sunlight and resources. Their survival strategy was ingenious. Animals like bears and birds would feast on the fruit, wander off, and then deposit the seeds in new locations miles away. This natural seed dispersal was the engine of apple evolution, scattering its genes across the landscape and building a deep well of genetic diversity that would become its greatest strength. Over millennia, these wild apples evolved a remarkable range of genetic variations. This wasn't by accident. It was natural selection at its finest. In different environments, different traits proved advantageous. Some apples developed thicker, tougher skins to protect them from the biting cold of long winters. Others evolved to be sweeter and more colorful, a vibrant invitation to animals who would help spread their seeds. This process laid the genetic foundation for the incredible diversity we see in apples today. What's fascinating is that apples are what's known as extreme heterozygotes. They are highly cross-pollinating, meaning a tree can pollinate itself. It relies on pollinators, like bees, to carry pollen from one genetically different tree to another. This biological quirk forced constant genetic mixing, accelerating evolution and creating an endless array of unique apple varieties, each one a distinct genetic experiment. This is why planting a seed from your favorite apple won't give you the same tree. You'll get something entirely new. Then, about 4,000 to 10,000 years ago, a new evolutionary force entered the picture: humanity. As our ancestors migrated and settled, they began to notice the wild apple trees. They tasted the fruits, and naturally, they started to prefer the ones that were a little bigger, a little sweeter, a little less bitter. This was the dawn of domestication. Humans began to actively select and cultivate the trees that produced the most desirable fruits. Instead of relying on random chance, we started to consciously guide the apple's evolutionary path. This process intensified traits like larger size, increased sweetness, and thinner, more palatable skin. As people traveled along ancient trade routes, like the Silk Road, they brought these prized apples with them, spreading them from Asia to the Middle East, into Europe, and eventually, with European colonists, across the ocean to the Americas. This global journey transformed the apple from a small wild fruit into the cornucopia of cultivars we enjoy today. Every Granny Smith, every Fuji, every Honeycrisp is a product of this partnership, testament to centuries of human-guided evolution, layered on top of millions of years of natural adaptation. But even after thousands of years of domestication, apples haven't forgotten their wild roots. They still carry the evolutionary adaptations that helped their ancestors survive for millions of years. Look at an apple tree in spring. It produces an abundance of beautiful flowers, a spectacular display designed to attract as many pollinators as possible, ensuring successful reproduction. The seeds, the most important part for the tree's future, are protected inside a core, which is itself encased in fleshy fruit and a tough outer skin. And interestingly, some apples retain a degree of bitterness or astringency in their leaves and unripe fruit. This is a chemical defense mechanism. an evolutionary holdover that helps deter pests, while the ripe, sweet fruit remains an irresistible offering to the larger animals that are effective seed dispersers. These traits are a powerful reminder that evolution is all about survival, shaping species with elegant solutions to life's challenges long before humans ever got involved. The apple we eat today is a living museum of these ancient survival strategies. Today, the apple's success is undeniable. It grows on every continent except Antarctica, a truly global fruit. This incredible spread has had a massive ecological and economic impact. Apples provide a vital food source not just for humans, but for countless species of wildlife, from insects to deer. They have shaped entire ecosystems and have become a cornerstone of agricultural economies around the world. The apple's journey also beautifully illustrates the concept of coevolution. As apples diversified and spread, the pollinators that visited their flowers, the pests that fed on them, and the animals that dispersed their seeds all adapted right alongside them, creating a complex, interconnected web of life. And this evolutionary story isn't over. Modern agricultural practices continue to shape the apple's destiny. Today, breeders are using advanced genetic knowledge to select for new traits, not just taste and size, but also enhance disease resistance, tolerance to a changing climate, and even longer shelf life. This is a continuation of the same story, a dance between natural and artificial selection, constantly refining and redefining what it means to be an apple. However, this success has come with a challenge. As industrial agriculture favors a handful of commercially popular varieties, thousands of unique, ancient, and heirloom apple varieties are facing the threat of extinction. Their genetic diversity, a treasure trove built over millennia, is at risk. This is why conservation efforts are so critically important. All over the world, people are working to preserve wild apple forests in Central Asia, the Eden of apples, and to maintain living libraries of heirloom cultivars in heritage orchards. These efforts aren't just about nostalgia. They are about safeguarding the genetic resources that apples will need to adapt to future challenges, like new diseases and a warming planet. The apple story is a powerful reminder that evolution is not a thing of the past, it is an ongoing process. From the wild forests of Kazakhstan to the orchard in your local community, the apple continues to adapt to our changing world and our ever-evolving needs. The journey of the apple is a breathtaking story of nature, adaptation, and a profound influence of human hands, stretching across millions of years. It's a story that begins with a tiny wild fruit clinging to a branch in an ancient forest, and ends with the vibrant, delicious, and incredibly diverse varieties we savor today. Each apple is a living testament to the relentless creative power of evolution. This is the evolution of the apple, a story of survival, diversity, and the sweet rewards of millions of years of change. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories from the natural world. See you next time.